Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday afternoon, July 30th. We're looking at the last 5 days of the SPY ETS market profile here on Window Trader. And a very, very bizarre day, as after going out yesterday with a trend day, price probe up, they absolutely give it all back this morning on a gap lower, only to see the gap fill, trade all the way back up, almost take back a good part of yesterday. And it with sort of a P shape, although we do have a trend day. Volume again, 60 million with the after hours. It's still below average. We are trading higher in the after hours as Amazon is up big. Facebook, Apple earnings are not out yet. They're out in about 5 minutes. We'll see if we're still on when those come out. And Facebook's doing very well. They're almost $18 above today's high. And Google's earnings. So we're starting to get some traction to the upside. To me, all this was today, yesterday and today is they just took these weak longs to the woodshed this morning, and then whoever piled on short, they decided to punch them in the face also. And we ended up basically right back where we started from yesterday. Had a good day, certainly nothing spectacular by any stretch of the imagination. Took small trades most of the day again, in and out, because this price action was not the easiest and kind of bizarre at times. But the bottom line is we are in a balance, at least in the daily. As far as my trades, I had very good trades in A period. 3 times I scalped shorts between M's high from the 28th and back and forth when we got back through the opening to take shorts down. I did that again in B period. When we couldn't get up to the opening, took a short. We took it down. They did take out A's low. That didn't last long. I thought for sure we'd have a good chance of going for last week's low to stop the one-time framing and possibly test the balance low. They didn't. The buyers shut that off real quick. Took 2 small shorts in C and D because even though we were one-time framing up, value was lower. We ended up overlapping the low, but it was lower at the time. I wanted to see if we would hold some of the things that should have been where buyers were, but we kept nibbling away. I basically broke even, lost small in a couple of those shorts. Had a very good short in G period, and I took it into H period too. When H period got to H's high yesterday, remember that was the price spike. Well, we couldn't get accepted above it a good part. Well, we got above it a little bit in H, took a short, came back down. That worked out. That was probably my best trade of the day. Did a couple other small shorts because I really thought at one point these single prints should fill. They didn't. Made on some, lost on some, nothing big. And I didn't do anything in K, L, or M. I was like, let them do what they want to do. I will just watch it. For the most part, the room had a pretty good day. Wacky price action, not the easiest to follow. So, destinations for tomorrow. Today's high of 324.41 on the upside, and I have a poor high. ES does not, which is bizarre. You know, we trade in pennies. It would be easier for us to have a poor high than the ES, but we have it. Then above that, 325.73 daily high, and then that real important one, 327.23, which is a weekly high, filling the gap at 332.58, 535-point gap, and to keep in mind, if we don't take that out tomorrow, it would be the monthly high, which is going to make it even that more difficult to take out that huge gap. So seeing what the tech earnings are doing, and they're trying to push it after hours, if Apple follows suit and they push it even higher, maybe tomorrow they get that energy to take it out. Otherwise, it should be interesting if we stay in this balance. For the downside, single prints. 323.11 that filled at 322.97. Then 319.64 today's low, 319.25 weekly low, 319.09 daily low, poor low. And that's important. Those 3 lows are fairly close together. One of them's a poor low, one of them is a weekly low. So that's going to be very interesting to see if they hold. If they hold If today's low holds, we will have 2 weekly lows within 30 cents of each other, and then a daily low, which is a poor low, at the bottom of a balance. So that's pretty interesting. At some point, that those are going to get taken out. So depending on what happens tomorrow, do we get the energy to take out last week's high, get into that gap, and start getting to that 330 level like I thought we might? Or do we come back down, and if not tomorrow, next week, or in the next couple of weeks, take out these weekly lows and then finally get down to that 310 level? I might be right eventually on those puts and calls, but they expired them all night, so I need a pretty good move tomorrow. So I'm hoping right now it's to the upside. We'll see. 430 just came. Oh, there we go. Apple. Boom. Just 400. It's funny. I said in my trading room, and shame on me, I said in my trading room, when Apple was trading at 385, I said I think Apple's going to hit, it's almost written on the wall, we're going to get 400. Apple traded at 399.82 last week. I'm like, there's no doubt this stock's going to hit 400 most likely today. And I could have easily have bought Apple at 384.5. It's trading at 403 right now. So shame on me. But anyway, looks like we're going to get an attempt at last week's high tomorrow. Let's go to the charts. So this should be interesting. For tomorrow and next week. So tomorrow the month ends. Now you can see right here, look where we're trading after hours. 326.13. So we're ripping higher, right? We're $2 higher than where we closed. As bad as things looked this morning, when we closed, when we traded below last month's high again and last year's settlement, we closed above both of them, and now we're looking to rip higher. Tomorrow's close will be important. If we close above last month's high, and we certainly, if we get into that gap again, buyers are going to be licking their chops for the all-time high. Same in a weekly. We're one time framing up 3 weeks. This will make 4 weeks as long as we don't take out last week's low. Even if we trade inside of last week's range. But right now I have a gut feeling we might go for that high and then attack that gap again. And then on the daily, balance, you could call it a 5-day balance, a 12-day balance, whatever you want. The bottom line is they're attempting to break out of it. And if we do, once again, we're going to go for that gap. And if that does happen tomorrow, then maybe those calls and puts will work out for that trade I took. Anyway, good day in the room again. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. Have a great night, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.